The countdown is on. Countdown with a K. The Kardashians are returning to reality TV this year with their new reality show on Hulu, The Kardashians. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news. We have got to talk about the Kardashians' new show and leave our predictions. But before we get into it, make sure you guys are subscribed to our channel and ring that bell so you never miss out on any future videos. As always, I am your host, Zachary Reality, joined by my lovely co-host and Kardashian expert, Morgan Wright. Morgan, the countdown is on because on New Year's Eve, the Kardashians posted their 15-second promo, and it looks like they will be back on our screens sooner than we think. And Morgan, they're calling it The Kardashians. There's no more keeping up with the Kardashians now that it's a new show. Are you excited about this rebrand? Are you happy they're coming back to Hulu?
Yeah, I am excited for the rebrand. I feel like it feels new, it feels fresh, and maybe that's what they needed to get people excited to watch the show again.
Yeah, and it looks like, I mean, fans just are still gushing about the Kardashians day in and day out. I feel like on one hand, it's been like not enough time because they ended their show less than a year ago. But on the other hand, it's like, we need you guys back. So we have got to check out this promo clip, and then I want to hear all of your thoughts. So let's play it.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Oh my gosh, my heart. I love the Kardashians so much. Well, the new Hulu show is going to feature pregnant Kylie, Kim moving on with her divorce, Travis and Kourtney's engagement, and a whole lot more. Morgan, what are you looking forward to seeing most?
We all know the answer to this one.
We
Kourtney and
do.
Travis all day, every day. I'm really just excited to see Kourtney with somebody who's not Scott. That's pretty much the only person that we've ever seen her with on the show because when she was dating Eunice, he was not on the show. We saw the ups and downs of her relationship with Scott. And now that we see her on social media, she just seems happier and lighter, although she doesn't necessarily look a whole lot happier in this promo. I'm excited to see her in a new element with the Barkers.
Oh my God, 100%. I hope we see all of that. We will definitely be seeing the engagement on the show, which we kind of saw, pictures of a couple months ago with that big, rose petal situation on the beach. Do you think Scott is going to have a role on this season? Do you think he'll be involved as much now that he's not with Kourtney and she's completely moved on?
No, I think that he definitely still will be on the season. I mean, even if you can remember back to the last season that was on E, he was very worried about his family dynamic with them because at this point, this is his family. He lost both of his parents. He has, children with Courtney. He considers the girls his sisters, Chris his mother. So I feel like, especially when we saw that Instagram story of Khloe and Scott, I believe it was either for Khloe or Chris's birthday. I can't remember off the top of my head which one it was. But they were together. And so I think that we're definitely going to be seeing Scott. And I'm also interested to see how Scott reacts to Courtney and Travis.
Travis. Well, maybe we'll get a dinner with Courtney, Travis, and Scott there, and like, the whole family. That would be really awkward because we've never seen Travis and Scott interact on social media. At least to my knowledge, I can't think of any time. So maybe we'll see that moment where they like meet, or they may probably have already met, but when they're like meet for the first time now that there's like the whole relationship and engagement. So that would be really, really crazy and probably cringy. I don't think we'll get as much as Scott on this season, or at least I don't want to see him as much just because I'm kind of like over him in a way, even though I still like know he's an icon. So I feel like maybe we'll get a little bit less of him, but we're gonna see it very Courtney be very, very happy. Let me ask you this, Morgan, because I remember she was so against filming for so long. Why do you think she agreed to come back to film another reality show with her sisters after how toxic, Keeping Up was?
Well, I also think on Keeping Up, we saw Courtney really struggle with where she was at in life. I mean, I remember specifically when they were doing her 40th birthday, and we have that scene where she's crying on the couch to Chloe saying, I'm just not where I thought I would be. My life doesn't look how I thought it would at age 40. And, in that moment, I was critical of her. I'm like, give me a break. Like, you're a millionaire. You do not have the same problems the rest of us have. But just because you have money doesn't mean that you don't have problems. So I feel like maybe she's come around to filming because she's happier in general in her life. And she's got this new love. She's got this new family. She wants to show it off. And I just noticed Kourtney is the only one in all white. Is that because she's the bride to be?
Ooh, that's a really good point. I also think Kourtney probably just, like, refused to show up to, like, the fittings, so she probably just like, "I'm wearing whatever I want, so I don't care." Maybe it's a good point that Kourtney is in a happier place in her life now that she is in this new relationship, and I think it's clear that, like, she's genuinely happier, not even because of Travis, but just in general, so I'm excited to see happy Kourtney because I honestly started to hate her the last couple of years because I felt like she was so rude and like defensive all the time. So I'm hoping to see a lighter side of Kourtney this upcoming season. But we need to move on to pregnant Kylie, who is about to give birth to her second child. If she didn't give birth already, we will see, the mid to final stages of her pregnancy as Stormi prepares to be a big sister. But we also can't ignore the recent paparazzi photos of Kylie. Morgan, I'm assuming you saw this when she was getting off of the plane and she had like 3 or 4 security guards holding a blanket over her. What do you think is going on with Kylie? Do we think she's given birth? And what do we think we'll see from her on this new season?
Well, I honestly don't know too much about birth, but aren't you not supposed to fly if you're like a certain amount of time along? So I feel like
Yeah,
if
but I
she was
also don't
getting,
know because if it's a private jet, and I think they were coming from Palm Springs, so it was only a 30-minute plane ride. So maybe there was like an opportunity for her. And like, why would she not be with her baby? So was she holding the baby under the blanket, or was she like 9.5 months pregnant?
yeah, I truly have no idea. I just think that they're gonna have a little bit of trouble with maybe what they already have filmed with Kylie, especially after Astroworld. I mean, people are not over it. Obviously, people died at this concert, and I know that Kylie was there at Astroworld. Kendall was there. I'm not sure if they were filming or not, but we heard before that Kylie and her second pregnancy was going to be a big storyline this year. If it still is this big storyline and we're seeing a lot of Travis and Kylie, are people going to think that that's insensitive to the tragedy that took place just a couple months ago? So I don't know. I feel like they're trying to keep as much of a low profile as possible, which maybe she just didn't want any pictures of her, in general. So I don't know. I'm going to say that she hasn't had her baby yet, but any day.
Yeah, I mean, also she could be like 9 months pregnant, so maybe she just like does not want any paparazzi photos of her. It feels like a big invasion of privacy, no matter how famous you are, to just like get those shots. And I know a lot of paparazzi photos are staged, but I don't know if this one was because I mean, she literally had them hold a blanket over her, which is pretty crazy. I'm not sure if they were filming much of that whole Astroworld situation. Maybe they wrapped the Kardashian show, but I mean that's definitely a good point. And also, we haven't seen too much of Travis on Keeping Up, so who knows if we'll even see him on the new Hulu show. But I mean, I think I can speak for you and everyone. We want to see Kylie. We want to see what she's up to. Let's move on to Kim because she has been proceeding with her divorce from Kanye and has recently filed legally to be single. We also know that Kim just passed the baby bar exam, which was a huge storyline last season for her when she unfortunately failed. I think she passed it on the third try recently. So we're going to see a lot of that, play out on this new season. What are you looking forward to seeing with Kim, and what do you think we'll get from her on the new Hulu show?
Well, I'm hoping we see at least a little bit of Pete. I mean, surely they're not having all these paparazzi photos taken of them for no reason at all. But I
Good
also think
point.
that we're going to see a lot of Kim and her businesses. I feel like that's something that we didn't see a whole lot of on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but now Kim is like a entrepreneurial mogul. I mean, she's got so many different businesses in the makeup and Skims and whatever else. I feel like just in general with all of them, even maybe with Khloe, with Good American, with Kendall and her tequila, I feel like we're going to get more of that professional business side of things on this new show.
Yeah, that's a good point because Skims is popping off. I mean, I think the company's net worth at like $1 billion, which seems crazy, but it's also like a really good, opportunity for Kim to showcase her business on a TV show that everyone wants to watch, because everyone wants to watch them. And then it's great for the business. We see this a lot on Real Housewives where they want to kind of use their storylines to promote their businesses. And I think we'll probably see, a lot of that from Kim. And I mean, I'm just always excited to see Kim. She's definitely my favorite Kardashian forever. So I'm excited to see what she brings. And I hope we get something of Pete as well, because I mean, it's definitely all everyone's talking about. Where we left off with Khloe is that she was trying to have another child through surrogacy with Tristan. But with all the recent Khloe and Tristan news, Tristan ended up having a child with another woman. Khloe, I'm sorry I have to say this, but Khloe, you did say you wanted True to have a sibling, and be careful what you wish for. She ended up getting a sibling, just not the way you planned. Hopefully she ended up taking a different road, but where do we think Khloe's at with her surrogacy journey, and what do you think we'll see from her on the new Hulu show?
Well, I do want to remind you, and this always made me cringe whenever Chloe would say that she wants True to have a sibling because True actually now has two siblings. I mean,
Yeah,
Tristan had a baby
that we
with
know
Jordan
of.
Craig, right? Gosh, before Chloe had True, so maybe Chloe wants her own son or daughter, but True definitely has siblings. She actually has 2 of them. So, I don't know. I'm conflicted on what I think Chloe's gonna do this season because, whenever the Jordan stuff happened, she was very, very open about that on the show. But I feel like after that situation is when she kind of shut down and became way more private. We've heard stuff about Tristan for months. Every month that feels like there's a different headline out there and we haven't seen Chloe really address any of that. So I don't know if maybe this is going to be the year where Chloe takes a little bit of a back seat and lets maybe Kourtney's storyline and Kim's storyline kind of be front and center because I feel like she's kind of over, you know, this drama being so public
Mm.
because she's been through it so many times before with Tristan.
Yeah, but it's Tristan that's the one that's making it public. You're right. Like she definitely, kind of retracted the last couple of years, which was just very unfortunate because that's not the Chloe that we know and fell in love with for so many years. The Chloe we know is a baller and she is, has this funny, sexual sense of humor and she just says it how it is and she's always laughing. And I feel like Tristan really broke her. And we saw this kind of depressive side of her the past couple of seasons, and I hope that she can find her self-worth, or I hope that she at least can open up to us and be real and just share like how she's feeling. I know she doesn't want to throw True's dad under the bus, but she can't completely ignore, the signs. And also her ignoring Tristan being such a D-bag, like makes her look like a wimp. So it's like she has to kind of walk this fine line, and she's definitely in the most uncomfortable position, I would say, going into this new season. So we wish the best for Chloe, and we always are kind of rooting for her. But let's talk about Kris and Kendall. Kendall has recently gone public with her boyfriend Devin Booker, and Kendall has notoriously been very private on recent Keeping Up with the Kardashians seasons. I mean, we're lucky if we get more than 2 scenes of her a whole season. So what do you think we can expect from Kendall, and what do you think we can expect from Mama Kris this season?
Well, if you can remember, I think maybe we're getting into a new era of Kendall Jenner because when we did the 20th anniversary reunion with Andy Cohen, Kendall was
Mm.
very opinionated and she talked a lot. And I remember a lot of us were like, Kendall, you've barely been on the show and you have all these opinions about everybody else's business. And now that she's been, more public about her relationship with Devin. I mean, she also has her own tequila company. I feel like maybe this is the time that we'll see more of Kendall and Kylie in general. They're growing up, they're getting older. So maybe we'll be seeing more of them as opposed to them kind of being in the shadows of their older sisters. I mean, Kris, we're still going to see her being the boss momager that she is. I'm sure we'll be seeing Corey. I'm sure Kris is just trying to keep everything together as she normally is. But it wouldn't be the same without Kris. I mean, she truly does tie them all together, and we need that mama energy on the show for sure.
Well, Chris has like become the comic relief, I think, of the show, especially because Khloe has been so upset and going through so much, so she's no longer the funny one. Chris definitely gives us life. But Morgan, I just thought of a really good idea that I would like to see. I would love to see Kendall Jenner's 818 Tequila launch party on the show. I hope we're able to see that. That would be super, super fun. And Morgan, let me ask you this before we wrap up. When do we think we're going to get this Hulu show? We got the first promo. They said the countdown with a K is on. How many weeks or months or even days until you think that they drop the episodes?
Ooh, I don't know. That's hard to tell. I'm going to say that maybe because of the Astroworld situation, it's being pushed back a little bit. Maybe they had to kind of reassess what they put in the show, especially when it comes to Travis and Kylie. So I'm going to say April 1st. Let's do an April Fool's Day.
Ooh, okay, so you think we have them? We got 2 or 3 months. 3 months, actually. Okay, well, I'm
Mhm.
gonna say, and I told you this before we got on, I'm thinking March 1st. I feel like they put the promo out, the countdown is on, they can't make us wait too long, we're already waiting. So I'm thinking March 1st, or even maybe even mid-February that we'll get this. I mean, speed it up, let's go. But we wanna
Yeah,
hear
the
from you
sooner the
guys.
better.
The sooner, the better. And we'll obviously be back to talk about it and recap it here on Shared News. So let us know what you guys are most excited for on the Kardashians' new Hulu show in the comments down below. When do you think the episodes will drop? How many at once? Give us all your fan theories and predictions. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you never miss out on any future Kardashian videos. As always, I'm your host, Zachary Reality, joined by the lovely Morgan Wright. Our social media handles are on the screen right now, so come over, come say hello, and thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye!